No matter how crazy everyone's weekend went, which hopefully it was restful for some of you, Monday means we get to play viewerships. So we of course got to start with an RPGNerdos ship. And what is this ship called? It is called Royal Jelly. It is some sort of interesting. This ship looks really cool, like bee-inspired ship, I guess. What's up, Madman? Perhaps my singing caused vibrations in my throat to create such positive vibrational energy as to cure my neck. I doubt it, but that would be cool if I had the ability to self-heal by singing. That would be like a bard skill in a video game. Heal with singing. Alright, the Queen, or the Honey Cruiser. Honey Cruiser, huh? Let's see what this ship's all about. This delicious ship brings a sweet array of weaponry to utilize against the opposition. Restrain the enemy with honey and wax, then envenom them with your venomous stings to protect your work. This sounds really interesting. Lubric Crystal. Lubric Crystal. Door system can't go beyond level 1. But Crystal Lockdown ability charges twice as fast. Okay. I am a real-life bard. I wish I had the magical skills that video game bards had, though. They can do things like put people to sleep with their music. Or, you know, do damage with the sound of their voice. Royal Jelly External. This exquisite jelly miraculously radiates a reinforcing aura. Natural regeneration of your crew is increased by 1.5 HP per second. Stacks with natural regeneration from medbay. So we have a passive heal throughout the ship. Cool. I'm really liking this theme. It would be cool. I don't know if this is something you have in the plans, RPG. It would be cool if you have a bee version of this ship. And I just realized that's a pun. Where you have some crew that is also interacts with the whole bee theme. Some kind of bee crew or something. There's probably going to be many bee puns while I play this. What's up, Mr. Keys? What do we got here? We got some interesting, unique weapons, it looks like. A bee missile. This missile coats the room in a dense layer of wax. Releases 4 aggressive bees from its chamber. Oh! We kind of have crew. We have a spawning crew mechanic. Cool. 2 power. 1 shot. 2 damage. Pierces all shields. 90% chance to stun. Spawns crew and has some sort of room effect. I'm guessing it's the wax or something. What's up, Ninjali? What's up, Grima? Happy Monday to you all. Okay, that'll be an interesting one. The Sting. That's a really cool little weapon design. The thorax of a bee with a stinger on it. This weapon launches a large stinger that envenoms the struck crew for 15 seconds. The stinger does not pierce shields. The venom stacks indefinitely. Bee venom drains 2 HP per second. Interesting. Are there any bee movie Easter eggs? I don't know. I don't know what the inspiration is on this ship from RPG, if there is a movie inspiration or a game thing. There's usually some form of inspiration when RPG creates a ship. Honey Beam. This sweet weapon, sweet because honey, pierces a shield and coats struck crew in viscous sweet honey. Deals more damage to systems. Viscous honey reduces speed and repair speed by 75%. 2 power. 1 damage. 1 system damage. Okay. Interesting. So we can slow enemies with a beam. That's very interesting. The beam doesn't pierce a shield. I forgot to change the text. Oh, okay. So it doesn't pierce a shield. Yeah, the stats don't mention the shield piercing. I'll try to remember that it doesn't. Thank you for that reminder. Honey Blaster. This special weapon deals no crew damage. Instead, it covers allied crew and honey, causing them to heal 15 HP within 10 seconds. It also coats the room in a slowing wax. 2 power, 3 shots, 1 damage. So it's burst laser 2. But it heals my crew while damaging enemy crew. Alright, we have some very interesting weapons. This bee missile I find very interesting. So I'd love to see what the crew are that get spawned. Okay, we have normal crystal crew. Okay, I'm gonna be yawning a lot. And yawning like opens your throat, and my throat's still a little sore, but it is getting better. Do we have Gibbs for all rebellion? Invisibility Gibbs are the best type of Gibbs. 2 system damage though, it's nice. Are we talking about the beam? Oh wow, that shield is really cool. I love your shield shapes, RPG. Having them conform to the shape of the ship always looks really cool. Especially up here at the fins. I'll be doing a lot of slowing, and some weapons cooperate with others. And perhaps rub icy hot on your neck, but not too much. Okay. Yeah, I probably won't be doing that, but thanks for the suggestion, I guess. Alright, so this is the guy. Is this the one that heals my own crew? I think so. B spawns crew. We don't have teleport or anything like that, so the only crew we can shoot to heal right now are, I guess, the bees that spawn from the bee missile. Solo flare to start, okay. I also like this like gold honeycomb thing you got going in the middle of the ship. Really cool design, RPG. It's crazy, you go from like one ship to the next that have very different themes and different I don't know what the word is I'm trying to say. Alright, well that crew kill worked. Very different something. Oh, I can't get out. Damn it. These guys suck at putting out fires. Very different themes, very different looks, very different styles. Something like that's what I was trying to say. Can I move the bees? No. Can't, okay. Saturday, Meow's friends purchased some lavender syrup for tea at the OKC Farmers Market, and safe to say it slaps. Lavender syrup for tea. Interesting. Lavender, to me, smells like soap, so I don't know if I'd want that in. Well, I mean, I don't want tea either, but does it not smell or taste like soap to you? Hot tea will help, huh? Hey, thanks for the 22 months, Taters. Be best. Alright, the puns have officially started. Alright, do I care about a store? Okay, well, I can't get this quest, so they put it in maybe the only location. No, there are probably multiple locations in this sector. I couldn't have got to the store. If I get to the nebula, though, I do get an extra jump. I guess I could go to the store. I always have this thing where RPG gives full weapons complement. I'm never sure which ones to use, and I don't want to go to early stores, so I'm afraid I'll sell something that I don't want to sell. Lavender is lavender, soap is soap. One smell that you could get that is more soapy would be Lily of the Valley. Okay. I don't know, lavender smells like soap to me. I can't remember if I've... What's making me think that it would taste like soap, though? Well, they don't run from the honey. Wow, this is a really... This is a really strong crew killing build. I see some info about these bees. Controllable as long as the hive remains intact. Oh, so these bees are crew we have interacted with before. You need the hive. Isn't there a store we can go to in your mod that sells a hive bomb or something? Because I can't control these, can I? I can't. There is a way to get a hive. So this must be in the theme of one of your other ships we've played before. You have lavender mint tea and your wife hates it. Okay. Yeah, Beehive system. Okay. Interesting. Completely forgot that was a thing, to be honest. Is there anything we want to do here? I don't really want to change anything yet. Let's do this. And maybe try out a different weapon here to get shields. So, shots per charge 1. What does the stinger do? It does crew damage. It's a bee sting that does crew damage. Interesting. Okay. I'm not selling anything. Don't worry about it now. If your throat still hurts, you should know that bees communicate by vibrating and shaking. What I'm saying is start shaking your moneymaker. We will understand you. Shake my moneymaker, huh? Well, I can't do any crew damage to no crew. Shake your moneymaker. Shake your moneymaker. There's the honey beam that would slow them moving in that room. It also slow them repairing in that room, I think, is how that would work. I don't know if that works against auto repair. Alright, we'll two-shot him though. You love this track? Objectively the best track in the entire FTL. I mean, I love all of FTL's music, so I think saying any one track is objectively the best is... I think you're trolling. Because... music is inherently subjective. So, but you know, I'm glad you feel strongly about it, I guess. Defense drone means I can't really use the bee missile. I hope it can't shoot down the stinger as well. Okay, it can. Maybe it'll go fast enough that I might need to use the beam thing. Okay, yeah. Oh, we need the beam here to pull the pilot somehow. Oh, this does no system damage. Crap. Okay. I should pull the pilot, right? Oh, that'll just frickin' one-shot them. Holy crap, get blasted. I want to try this bee sting thing. Maybe if I use the bee bomb on, or bee missile on their shields, then I can shoot the stinger into the shields. Maybe I can try that. Honeybeam implies it's slowing only to crew. It hits directly rather than the room. It won't do anything for auto shift, so okay. We get 1 power. Then I can maybe start saving up for something. Like hacking. Let's see here. Oh, Jesus, half power. Alright, at least you're a beam master, so... Is there any training I could do? Actually, yes, I could do weapon training here if I want to. Stinger doesn't use missiles, right? Okay, let's do weapon training real quick, because I also want to just do quick story time. No, remind me in 16 days, sure. Alright, some quick weapon training. Wow, it's gonna be very fast. I like cross-train. So the reason I'm so tired is, so Saturday I had another audio gig. My friend's band. I was playing music. It was a good time. and I got to like save the day. One of the microphones went out in the middle of a song, so the lead singer went and used one of the other person's microphones while I quickly went to get a wire to replace and rewire it while they were singing. So I felt like I was actually being a sound guy for one of the to put out a fire, like I was earning my very meager pay. It was a good time. And then yesterday, my church job, I had to be there at 7:40 in the morning. So I was there for about 5 hours. And then I had a friend of mine works for a music school, and they did a recital. And he had asked me and some other singers to come be a part of the recital. And it was like an all-day thing. So I was there at this recital for like frickin' 6 hours. So I had basically a 6-hour day of singing stuff, which was good, but oh my god, I'm just so like frickin' tired. This doesn't do any system damage, does it? Oh, this does do system damage, okay. So it was just a very long day yesterday, and why I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go a full 6-hour stream today or not. But it was a good weekend. It was just a very busy weekend that was less fun because I was dealing with a sore throat the whole time. Oh, was I wearing a lab coat when I played Audio Tech? No. I was wearing a very nice hat though. We were outside and it was sunny. So I was wearing my wide-brimmed white hat. So was the lead singer and the bass guitarist. So we look like, I don't know. This is the character from Jurassic Park. The main doctor guy wears like a wide-brimmed white hat. So we all had that kind of look going on. It was fun though. It was a good show. It was a good time. Alright, I want to try. Jesus, how many freaking 2 solar flares and a pulsar in Sector 1 so far. Can I have a non-effing whatever this is called fight? Hazard fight? A non-hazard safe fight. That's what I want. Hit. Do this. Okay, I think the stinger hitting my own bees is bad. Because it says it's stackable, right? Alright, well, we got to see the stinger in action. I'm not super... I don't want to say impressed, but it's not crazy effective synergistically with the bee spawning. Catholic wedding you went to, the sound guy must have messed up. First the soloist mic was too low and you couldn't hear it over the organ. Then he switched to another mic, it was still too low. Then during a psalm, the audio guys had to unplug and replug a bunch of mics. And Ave Maria was C+ at most. Oh. He says I'm not properly equipped. You insist that you can capture a ship. Oh, nice. Cool. So you changed it, RPG, where you can choose to do the I can crew kill even if you don't have teleporter or in-game ones. That's cool. Nice. Well, that's sad to hear. Especially as I'm like trying to learn the sound stuff. I'm not an expert, but it sounds like I could have done a better job than the sound guys at that church the wedding is at. I feel bad for the singer though, because like, you know, singers usually don't have any control over, you know, the audio situation, so to be at the mercy of that and it not going well sounds rough. Let's get the missile in here. I should spawn the bees, don't dodge. Good. Can I heals our guys. Oops, I did not need to use another missile. Oopsie. Well, that should finish him off anyway. What does the H blaster do again? Covers allied crew and honey. So okay, so it slows enemies and heals your own crew over time. Okay. The stinger. This is the one that will do damage, so it's almost like I need to sting enemy crew while avoid stinging my bees if I can ever get an extra weapon power going there. Something like that. Gotta be pretty loud to stand up to an organ? Yeah. I was gonna say, classical singers are often like, I don't need a microphone, you know, but that's not true. If you're singing with an organ, you absolutely need a microphone. Okay, well this, we can finally train shields, engines, and piloting. Those audio guys are amateurs. Randy is the real deal on the hill. Well, I will say I've done three gigs as the sound guy for my friend's band so far, and I'm feeling more and more confident. I'm basically just running their, you know, most modern sound techs, if they're on a location, use an iPad or a tablet of some sort to adjust levels, and that's my main job. Apart from I help them set up and strike, but my main job is to adjust sound levels from the audience so I can keep things balanced and sounding good. And I'm feeling more and more confident with each gig, and it's good practice for me. I'm really enjoying it. If you thought they'd at least do a sound check, you should absolutely do a sound check. So it is weird that they did not do a sound check. Especially at a wedding, man. Like, does Sting do no hull damage? Okay, cool. Every wedding I've ever done, that I've ever sung at, we've done an audio check for microphones. I mean, that's just common sense. So yeah, it's weird. That's weird. Am I fully trained on everything? No, I need one guy needs engines. Who needs engines? You need engines. You need shields. You need piloting. You also need piloting. I'm leveling up my sound tech skills, slowly but surely. I will say the one thing I'm a little worried about is I have not heard back from, ever since I did the training, the one-on-one training for the trivia gig. It's been about a week and a half or 2 weeks, and I still haven't heard back from them. I'm assuming it takes time for them to set up a venue for me to start hosting trivia, and maybe that takes time. So, I'm trying to be patient with that, but like everything else I've worked on has progressed, except for the trivia gig, which I think is going to be super fun, and it'll be a very easy chill gig, I think, from the training I did. And I'm just looking forward to getting started and making some extra money doing it, so I'm hoping I hear from them soon. Alright. Okay, so Sector 1 is done, and we are doing well on scrap. Go Mantis. Okay. Store, what am I looking for? I can get hacking. What's our system situation? Hacking, cloaking, mind control we can get. And having mind control to go with our bee boarding sounds pretty good, so I'll probably want to get the 3 OP systems. Alright, safe fight. Nice. Something special with our I haven't used a lockdown. I think lockdown Oops, I'm not crew killing. Oopsie. Isn't the lockdown, crystal lockdown ability, Oh, I could sting here, actually. Let's go for stinger. Crystal lockdown, excuse me, ability. Like recharging faster or something like that, I think. Alright, we got to see the stinger in action for the first time. Cool. Well, not the first time. First time I use it almost exclusively. Death by stinger damage. Cool. Alright. Hopefully the patrons of the trivia gig don't get too drunk and rowdy. Yeah, I guess that could be a possible negative, but, you know. I've worked enough Christmas caroling gigs where people are drinking at a party that you can deal with drunk people as long as they're not too crazy. Besides, if you're running a trivia game, like, you have the power of the microphone. So if one person's ruining it, you shame them in front of everybody else, and that's how you deal with drunk people. Like, if everyone else is booing you, then you know you better quit doing stupid crap, because everybody else who's also drunk will blame you for ruining the game. So, use shame to, you know, fix the drunken troublemakers. If you're at a place where everyone's having a good time, you do not want to be the person who ends that good time. At least that's how I think I'd handle it. I don't know. The joke at most trivia nights you have been to is to make the host read out really silly lewd team names. Yeah, that will probably be a thing. With that event where you aren't properly equipped, you figured that sometimes it'd be nice to be able to do the crew killing quest anyway. Yeah, I like that. I like that change you made. Some weapons can let you crew kill. Well, especially so many of the ships you've designed have crew kill weapons, or specifically for crew killing. I'm good at crowd control abilities. I hope I am. A lot of times, I've done Christmas caroling gigs where there's just one really drunk person, and you know, even if they're obnoxious, if you kind of ignore them or throw one-word responses to what they're doing, they're so out of it that they don't even know if you're ignoring them or not. So as long as they're not too obnoxious, you can, you know, you can deal with drunk people. It's not too bad. It's annoying, but not gig-ending usually. High intellect, crowd control affinity. Congrats, I'm a mage. No. High charisma, crowd control affinity. I'm a bard. That's my skill set. Got to stack that charisma, you know. Let's see here. All right, so we got hacking. We'll have a ton of drone parts. All right. I actually have a lot of fuel here. Okay, good. Thank you for no map. Meow was able to take his dog Archie to a local establishment Saturday night. Nice. Dogs are usually not allowed, and everyone loved him, and no one asked him to leave. Of course. Of course. Everybody's got to love Archie. I'm glad to hear that Archie didn't get kicked out. And you also didn't get kicked out for taking Archie. Oh, was that a question on the interview? How do you deal with hostile crowds? No, but it was a thing that's been talked about during my training at the murder mystery company. They go over things like, what's interesting about the Murder Mystery Company is they're a nationwide company that works out of many cities around the U.S. And so they have like an actual established formal training structure where they talk about the company policies and what to do if this situation arises, and here's a national hotline to call if something goes wrong. Like it's weird because it almost feels like I'm getting a corporate job even though it's a performance venue type of situation. But one of the things they talk about is dealing with harassment from clients. It's probably especially relevant for, you know, potential issues with female actors on a show getting harassed by, you know, overly intoxicated male, you know, customers or whatever. So nice. All right, so there's that gig, that free weapon event. So, but yeah, they have a whole system. First, you in character say you don't appreciate what they're doing. Then, out of character, you ask them to please stop. If they still continue to persist, you go and speak to your team captain there. And if it continues to persist, you stay away from that person. If they follow you, you call the hotline. You know, it's like this is like a step of things you do if somebody's harassing you. So, your friend is the manager and co-signed for the presence of your dog. Archie even got a chair to sit in at the table with Meow's friends. He was a hit and got plenty of attention. What kind of dog is Archie? I think you've told me. It's a golden retriever? Something like that? I mean, who doesn't love a golden retriever? Maybe it is a corporate job and I'm selling my soul. Maybe so. Yellow Labrador. Okay, that's also a very good-natured breed of dog. Someone in the murder mystery takes things into their own hands and decides to really try and solve a murder. I would love a free Mantis. Nice. Now, what I don't love is the two-shield ship here. That's fine. So defense drone's not going to do anything, so we got to go beam here. If continues, bring out the frying pan. Apply to face. Like those people who totally destroy the escape rooms, looking for clues in the walls. Well, I've never done an escape room in real life, only the video game version. So I'm not quite familiar with people doing something that crazy. Alright. 122 scrap. So we do have a store coming up so we can get mind controller cloaking if I save up the scrap for it. Let's try to do that. I'm not going to spend scrap on crew. Yeah, I was hoping to get enough scrap to buy cloaking if it was available here. I'll have to sell something to get it if that's the way I want to go. Cloaking. Alright, well they do have mind control. Oh, and I do have stuff to sell actually. Do I get cloaking instead? Cloaking would be our missile defense. Apart from hacking, obviously. Man, it feels like it's been forever since I've played a ship that I could get cloaking, hacking, and mind control, because every ship has teleporter or artillery or drone control lately in these viewerships. So just the ability to get the 3 systems I want, liberating on this run, I swear. I think they make you sign a waiver now that you are responsible for damages. Yeah, they should. People can be horrible, that's for sure. People can definitely be horrible. Okay, I don't know if crew killing matters for this event. Oh, bees can go right through doors. That's cool. We'll see if we get the crew kill or not. I don't think these guys can actually hang with the Mantis, so I think we gotta bee sting him to death. You know, the more I'm playing this ship, the more I feel like maybe I've played another version of this ship before. Oh crap, they're gonna actually... No, stop! I can't stop you from attacking and filling the ship before we kill a crew. Okay, alright. This bee sting's built up fast enough. It feels like we played a ship that spawned bees in the distant past from RPG. You've done several escape rooms. It's actually a lot like Blueprints. Yeah, I know they're really popular. I have a friend on Facebook that posts him and his husband doing escape rooms all the time, I think. So it's like apparently their fun thing that they do. They always have the pictures at the end where you're holding up a thing that said, I escaped, or I helped, or something like that, you know. That's by 6 fuel. Oh man, I don't want to go to Aquatica. I don't know how well bees do in the water. I'm pretty sure they don't do well. Alright, we'll go to Aquatica. I know it's been nerfed. We have played 2 ships of yours that featured Beehives, huh? Okay. I'm always afraid of Aquatica. I don't know if I just have had too many difficult fights in Aquatica. I know it's been nerfed, but I just still have free stuff. Phobia of this sector. Bees don't do well in water. I'll have to use the sting for crew kills. Yeah. I probably will just not do crew kills in this sector, most likely. Okay. 2 defense drones, and neither of them are actual defense drones. Cool. Yes, I have Aquatica PTSD or something. Yeah, if you could not dodge all the shots, it'd be great. Tommy boy, bees are everywhere. Save yourselves. Firearms are useless against them. Yeah. What is that? That's I think I remember that scene from Tommy Boy, where they're like getting pulled over by the cops, and Chris Farley's like, "Here, follow my lead." He runs out of that car yelling, "Bees! Bees are everywhere!" I think I remember that. I think I vaguely remember that scene. Okay. Alright, so I want dodge and power. Close to being able to afford mind control, though. Holy shnikes. Yeah, that's... Actually, I think Tommy Boy might be the movie that I got the shnikes thing from, because I'm pretty sure he says shnikes all the time in Tommy Boy, doesn't he? I think I forgot that that's where I probably started saying holy shnikes from. It's probably a friend of mine in high school watched Tommy Boy a ton and said holy shnikes and got me saying it. Isn't that the movie where it goes, "Oh, cool, we got a little fridge. You could fit a 6-pack of beer, soda in there." Bunch of stupid little quotes from that movie. You've never heard holy shnikes anywhere else? Yeah. Investigate. Send in my crystal crew. Aquamarine bomb. Okay. Yeah, Tommy Boy and Black Sheep, yeah. Marine pumps, don't care about those. Golden shield bypass, not sure if that's useful. What does this do? Fills the room with water. Yeah, I don't care. I'm not doing a water build. Hoping for my controller backup battery. Yeah, a lot of the movies from the 90s, since that's when I grew up, was in high school. I have a lot of my formative memories from, you know, Happy Gilmore, which is the second one I'm sure I'll watch just for nostalgia. You know, Tommy Boy, Black Sheep, Matrix, Spider-Man 1 and 2, Gladiator. Like, all those movies from the late 90s, early 2000s were when I was in high school and college. So, like, my brain just has those movies quotes in my brain. Fat guy in a little coat. You know, just all those stupid little random things from those movies. Let's see. I probably could go if I just put bees in the shield room. I don't do too much hull damage. Oh, that cloaking, though. What is this supposed to be? A giant beehive, I guess, or something. Don't forget Mummy. Yeah, Mummy was good. I didn't watch that one as much, so I don't have I don't have it memorized like some of these other movies I was mentioning. You watched one of the worst movies in your lifetime last night? You were so disappointed. You watched 2.5 hours watching Gladiator 2. Wow. If Shogi says a movie it's bad, it's bad. Because Shogi likes all movies. Well, I'm glad I haven't watched Gladiator 2 because Shogi is like... You even found... What was it? The Eternals. You found something positive in that movie, and I thought that's the worst superhero movie I've seen in a long time. And you were like, well, the cinematography was good. It's like, wow, you're so positive. But if Shogi says Gladiator 2 is bad, it must be terrible. That was 1999. 1999 had amazing movies. Matrix and Gladiator. And I don't know, was Happy Gilmore that same year? It might have been. Mantis faced their champion. When you're going to the movies... When going to the movies was a thing, and trailers were actually interesting and made you want to watch, yeah. It was garbage, huh? First Gladiator was from 2000. Okay, I was going to say, I thought Gladiator was not quite 99. Matrix, I know, was 1999. I was a senior in high school when that came out. And I was like, dude, what if we are in the Matrix? Oh, it's so mind-blowing. I have plenty of scrap. I should have already gotten hacking, to be honest. I think I might hack weapons for the first time here. Alright, I don't know if the healing will do anything. Or do enough to avoid. Them drowning. It's kind of looking like the drowning's gonna happen. Nice. Alright, so let's just go for the ship kill here. Oh. Cloak just in case. Okay, we're fine. You struggled to get through Gladiator. You had to break it up just to survive, huh? So what's bad about it? You don't need to spoil it. Not that I plan on watching it, but is it the story? Is it the characters? Is it the writing? Is it everything? Is it the setting? Like, it's everything. Oh wow, that's really sad to hear. All right, Mike's rolling back up better. That's why I've been saving my scrap here. Isn't Denzel Washington in it? Like, I mean, he's a good actor. Is he phoning it in? I mean, Denzel was totally phoning it in, huh? Name the first crew member B. Okay, you mean the crystal dude? All right, sure. Don't worry, the only thing wrong with it is literally the entire movie. Sad to hear. I haven't even done a weapon upgrade. I've been so focused on my systems here. Shows how OP the weapons are here. You see movies where great actors were undone by editors? Everyone was phoning it in, but you can't blame them. The movie was dead on arrival. Was it dead on arrival because of the storytelling? Like the writing? Because I know bad writing can just tank a movie. I mean, that's kind of like the second Star Wars movie, you know? It's like You can't fix Rian Johnson writing a script that doesn't make sense in the Star Wars universe. So, not that I'm trying to go on another rant or anything, but... Okay, we can sting this guy down to death. Damn, actually took damage. Damn damage. Did you heal after awful beating Gobbo King gave you all last Friday? Gobbo King. What happened last? Are you talking to me? Oh, you're talking about on Shogi's stream. Hopefully Shogi's recovered from that. The story is just terrible in Gladiator. The editing was worse. Man, that's really sad to hear. I didn't have high expectations, but to hear that even you who find positive in almost every movie think it was just terrible.
I told you. Manny. Bring me everyone.
Everyone. I watched so that's the everything reference, huh? I watched a YouTube video about Gary Oldman and his kind of career, and it talked about how he's created all these iconic villain characters, so he's getting typecast as a villain. You heard the Leon clip? Yeah, everyone. Okay, I was not expecting a story here. Maybe I should have been. That clip doesn't make sense. I assume that was supposed to be everything, and you thought he said everything instead of everyone or something, but, you know, it's fine. Sluggo Nebula. Leon, wasn't that the first movie that Natalie Portman was in as a child actor? I feel like I've only ever seen that movie all the way through once. I should probably go back and watch that movie. I think it's like a classic for a lot of folks. Was that movie made by the same guy who did Fifth Element? Am I crazy, or is that Luc Besson or whatever? I feel like maybe that might be true. I'm trying to remember. The director is kind of creepy at that movie. Is that the guy who did Fifth Element and whatever that other horrible movie was that I watched once and never watched again? It is that same director. Okay, yeah. He has a history with underage girls. That's not great. Alright, sting him to death. The 1,000, what was it? 1,000 planets. Somebody in the 1,000 something. I forgot the name of that other movie. It was completely forgettable. Let's see here. I would like to do a weapon upgrade. It's a little expensive, and I still need power for all these systems we spent all of our scrap on. Okay. Investigate an empty double store when I don't really have the scrap to get anything unless I'm selling something. Let's see here. We do this, continue, understood, forget. We'll hopefully get a fight. Damn, no fight. Alright. Well, I'll be quite interested to see. I mentioned this before. I've watched Happy Gilmore probably 100 times Because me and my friend just watched that movie over and over one summer. So, I wonder if Happy Gilmore 2 will be a fun walk down nostalgia lane, or will it be just a completely self-indulgent, you know, Adam Sandler movie trying to cash in, you know. I feel like it'll probably be fun. God, okay, I might have to hack here if he dodges my bee thing again here. Don't dodge. Okay, F you, you piece of crap. Piece of effing crap. Do you think it'll be a cash-in? Well, I mean, I'm cynical, but I think you might even be more cynical than me sometimes, man. So, I'm hoping it'll be fun. I feel like Adam Sandler doesn't make movies just to cash in. He makes movies because he has some stupid idea that he thinks will be funny. Now, making a this is probably the first sequel of an Adam Sandler movie that's ever happened, right? So that makes me worried it's just going to be a cash-in, because if he's never done a sequel before, you know, there's a reason he always wanted to do something new or something. But I feel like I've heard that Adam Sandler, as a actor and writer and director guy, is actually fun to work with. So I'm hoping it'll be fun. I feel like I heard that in some interview or a YouTube video or something, that Adam Sandler's actually, of the people in Hollywood, one of the fun ones to work with. So just like Gladiator 2, there's no way on earth it's anywhere close to as good as the original. Possibly. I haven't watched the original Happy Gilmore in so long. But what I will say in response to that is Gladiator 1 was critically acclaimed dramatic movie. There's kind of a lower bar set to make a sequel to a funny, goofy, stupid comedy than a critically acclaimed dramatic masterpiece. You know? You can get away with stupid jokes and dumb nostalgia in a comedy more than you can in a critically acclaimed actor and director and screenplay and, you know, all the stuff that Gladiator was, you know. Happy Gilmore 2 is the sequel I'm talking about. Gary, he's making a sequel to, there's been a, not sure if it's a teaser trailer, but it was a trailer for Happy Gilmore 2. Which was always my favorite Adam Sandler movie, because I just watched it over and over as a teenager, high school. Back in the Habit. I don't think it's called Back in the Habit, but I wouldn't be surprised if it made a stupid name like that for the sequel. Is Adam Sandler in charge? Really in charge? I mean, I don't know, but he's been in Hollywood for so long that if he's making a movie, I'm pretty sure he usually is in charge of his movies. Like, I think he usually, like, maybe has a director that he hires, but he does a lot of the writing and producing and stuff, so I don't think Adam Sandler is one of those hands-off dudes. When he's doing a project, he's, like, pretty involved in it, I think. You probably ruined Blockbuster's copy of Happy Gilmore watching the putt-putt scene where he kills the clown. You're gonna die, clown! He starts beating with I hate that Barker. I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. You eat pieces of shit for breakfast? Gross! Like, there's so many quotable lines in that movie. That movie's so dumb. Price is wrong, bitch. That's just so stupid. Adam Sandler's a pretty cool guy, yeah. I mean, I remember in high school, I had friends who just had Adam Sandler, I think they were cassette tapes of his stupid comedy audio sketches that he did, and they would just listen to him over and over, thought they were hilarious. So, you know, Adam Sandler's, he's dumb, juvenile, high school boy humor, and I was a high school boy when he was doing all that stuff, so it cracked me up. Adam Sandler's movies are actually pretty deep. It's presented in a funny way. His movies deserve much higher acclaim, in your opinion. Well, okay. I wasn't gonna go so far as to say his movies are deep, but you know, the acting is usually pretty good. I mean, he usually got pretty good actors, usually comedic actors, and even if the stories are ridiculous, they're goofy, funny movies that I usually got a kick out of. The dude who played Jaws was in Happy Gilmore? Yeah, he was. Your friend brought that CD over all the time? World's Longest Pee, Part 1 and 2 lives rent-free in your mind now? Yeah. There are things I don't even want to quote from those, like tapes and CDs, but I remember them, yeah. In Happy Gilmore 2, Christopher McDonald, aka Shooter McGavin, is back. Could be a fun movie. I'm hoping it'll be fun. I don't have, like, any kind of super huge hype about it. I'm not expecting it to be an end-all, be-all best movie of 2025 or whenever it comes out, but I'm hoping it'll be a fun, nostalgic, you know, comedy. And I think it probably will be. Happy Gilmore is a lesson of growth and how to deal with bullying and anger. Okay, okay. You remember catching his Hanukkah song, Turkey Lurkey, Red Hooded Sweatshirts, and more on SNL? Yeah, he has a lot of classic stuff on SNL. I mean, what's the Lunch Lady Land or something? Chris Farley's dancing around as a lunch lady while he's singing a song about meatloaf or something. Aiming for a nostalgic romp is probably realistic. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping Happy Gilmore 2 will be. 51 Dates. That's a good one. Waterboy's got some good stuff. I don't think I ever saw Zohan. Anger Management. Most of his movies are actually about deep issues in society. I mean, I don't know if it's deep. Deep might be going a little far. But they're not... I mean, they're not making... What's the word? They're not making, like, deep commentary about the world we live in. But, you know, managing your anger, dealing with bullies. It's not a college frat movie about peeking in the girls' locker room or something, you know. You love Big Daddy? Yeah, Big Daddy was a good one. Yeah, that was a fun one too. He should die over time, right? Pretty sure. Click caught you off guard. You shed a tear on that one? Off guard. I never watched Click. I need to watch that one. That's the one where he's got the remote control, huh? 50 First Dates and Click are actual tearjerkers. Yeah, the ending of 50 First Dates is pretty feel-good tearjerker, I would say. The kid Julian begins to refer to himself as Frankenstein. That kid Julian. Oh, yeah. The kid calls himself Frankenstein. Yeah, that's what he wants his name to be. Yeah. It's crazy. Jon Stewart, as actual actor in a movie and not a political commentary on a talk show, is in Big Daddy. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do I think I get 6? I think so. They do make deep commentary. His latest movie about astronaut was super weird. Okay, well that one I don't know about. So maybe he does make deep commentary, and I'm not getting him enough character. I've only seen his comedies, pretty much. I don't know what this astronaut movie you speak of is. I don't think I've heard of that. Okay, good. I was like, I think I can get these guys to just vent themselves. Your ball struck my foot. I did. What did he say? I did. I had to put off Frankenstein's fat foot over here. It's got to play it where it lies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for Happy Gilmore too. I just hope it'll be a good time. Your own personal headcanon is that Drew Barrymore's character eventually starts remembering everything after the car crash. Talking about 51st Dates, yeah. Alright, this is now a safe fight. We're crew killing all the things this run. Sonny and Julian Frankenstein place sticks as obstacles for rollerbladers to strike on the sidewalk. Yeah. I actually felt quite bad about that because I rollerblade for fun, and I'm like, dude, if some kid actually did that, I wouldn't just trip and fall over and then keep going like they did in that movie, and the kids all laughing at tripping a rollerblader. I'd be like, what the hell, kid? That's like trying to injure me. That's evil. Although maybe that's the point, that Adam Sandler's character is kind of teaching the kid to be evil, not being a very good role model. It's hilarious. I mean, it is hilarious, but it's also horrible. Hilarious and being horrible to other people. That's kind of a normal theme in Adam Sandler movies, I would say. Double beams, huh? Oh my god, he shot down my friggin'. Shot down my missile. That's random. Random. There we go. One guy yells, "Goddamn stick." There's a line, I think it's from Big Daddy. Hip hop anonymous. You always give him the easy ones. That I just that line lives rent free in my head sometimes. That's I think it's Rob Schneider's character, that they're doing like flashcards for helping the kid for their like vocabulary. And Rob Schneider's character is like supposed to be this dumb character who doesn't know English very well, and so they're testing him. And it says hippopotamus. He's like, hip hop anonymous. You always give him the easy ones. He storms out of the room. I don't know, just these weird random quotes from Adam Sandler's movies. Okay, 28. Do I care about this? It's power. Power's kind of cheap in this mod. Eh, sure. Sure, we'll go for that. Bustling civilian sector. Let's go here. Oh, one of the other actors in my... I'm not sure if I've mentioned this. In my training course for the murder mystery company, she does drag all the time, and she loves the fact that I'm a singer, and she wants me to sing with her at a drag show. And I've never been to a drag show before, so I'm like, well, that would be an interesting experience if that happens. I said I'd be up for it, but the song she wants to do is from the Spamalot musical. which I saw years and years and years ago, but I didn't remember the song she wanted to do. It's called, I think it's called The Song That Goes Like This, where they're making fun of the love song that's in every show, in every musical or whatever. So I might go sing a duet at a drag show sometime in the next foreseeable future, which would be a very interesting experience that will be a first for me if that happens. Sounds interesting? It does sound interesting. Sounds very interesting, and I have no idea how it would go, so, but it could be a good time. Watch Spaceman. He is an astronaut going through drama in his relationships, and at first he thinks he's hallucinating. I don't watch a lot of movies these days, Archangel, so I don't know that I can commit to watching that unless it's on like Amazon Prime or something. Never turn out a gig. Well, she did say she'd pay me to do it too, so, you know, a gig singing at a drag show could be fun. Unlike other Robin Hoods, I can speak with an English accent. And you mentioned Robin Hood Men in Tights. When I listened to that song, the song that goes like this from Spamalot, it reminded me very much of the song I told my friend, her name is Katie. I told her that reminds me of the song from Robin Hood Men in Tights. The night is young and you're so beautiful. Kind of a ridiculous song in the middle of the show that's making fun of tropes. And I was like, that's what that song reminded me of. Men in Tights is another one of those movies that just lives. The entire movie, I watched it so many times, is just in my head. So I like, Abe Lincoln. Did you just say Abe Lincoln? No, I said, hey, Lincoln, hold the reins, man. Like just random quotes from that movie just live rent-free in my head. Was I too late on that? No, okay, good. Or maybe I was and it just got lucky and dodged. Lincoln, what are you doing up there? Guessing? I guess no one's coming? Poke the next bomb. Or don't. Oh well. I dodge anyway, thankfully. Okay, 198 scrap. 2 stores. If I got all of these weapons online, would they be a good combo? 2 power, 3 shots. A beam. A stinger that does bee venom for killing. And spawning. I guess I would want to just use this weapon build unless I see something crazy good like a flak or something, so. Okay, enter. No flak. Do I want to get heal bay? I kind of just have scrap to burn right now. We could do defense scrambler so my phase 2 stinger can get past the defense drone potentially and the missile. Alright, you know, I think I'm going to buy that. We kind of have a lot of scrap. I want to internalize the royal jelly, and I didn't see how much that cost. Oh, only 10. That was cheap. I could have done that earlier. Should have checked that earlier, I guess. Sorry, I'm hoping I'm at the point of my congestion and sickness when I'm clearing everything out. So that would be nice. The best part of being sick is getting over being sick. Alright, nothing I need to replace the missile lantern with, but you know I'm going to. Meow, you know I'm going to. Alright. Distress, store. Wow, there's a lot of stuff going on in this civilian sector. Alright, I don't have NG blue option. I have cloaking blue option, which the higher level the cloaking, the better the scrap gains. So not a great reward there. Alright, what is the Beehive system bomb? This weapon has one purpose. Deploy a beehive, takes up a crew slot, produces bees. You can only have one beehive active. Putting down the second one will cause both to stop creating bees. Requires 1 power. Use a missile. Spawns bee crew. So I'm pretty sure this was the important weapon for another bee ship that had a teleporter that you could just keep sending bees over. I don't think spawning bees on a hive on our ship. Is it worth the 70 scrap? Because then I could control the bees. You know what? I have scrap to burn. I have no idea if this is going to be useful for us, but I want to do this real quick. It's been so long since I've done this. Spawns beehive that can teleport bees to the enemy ship. But it allows me to control the bees, I think. So now can I send these bees over? Bees are controllable. In the room with the hive, they can be ordered to board a hostile ship. Oh, there, it's a teleporter in this room. Crap, I should have put it in a 4-person room. Now I can only send 1 at a time. Pick a large room. Well, crap. Okay, can I delete, can I dismiss? Yes, I can. So that I can put 1 in this room then. It's been so long since I've done this. There it is. Okay. So now we can control our bees. And it only sells for 10, so I won't like instantly sell it in case I need to replace it. Alright. Well, if your goal was to buy the Beehive system on this run, RPG, mission successful. Been a I don't remember the last time I bought one of these, if I ever have. I want to get stealth weapons, could be good. Let's save our scrap for a bit now. Nice, nice. Beehive is sold at every store in, well, I guess every Federation store, I guess. Oh, I'm glad I didn't buy that other thing. This is the best augment in. Alright, I gotta sell it. I know you hate it. Yeah, I have to. I don't like being full of augments. Okay, half power nebula. We don't have Flambe, so we do that. Beehive is upgradable like a system. Oh, it is? I don't remember that. Nice payoff for upgrading that. Awesome. I don't want to do this. We go to 3 nebula jumps, which I can't do. There's only 2 here unless I'm backtracking. So we go 1, 2, and then 3, 4. We'll be able to get a bunch of jumps here. I don't know if I'm actually going to board with the bees or not. Because we are spawning them. I kind of just bought that for the ability to control the missile spawning bees, to be honest. That was a lot of dodges. If I mind control a dude in there. I did not mean to spawn more bees. Okay, it's fine. I'll kill them. Good doges. That cloaking image is insane. Is it supposed to be honey covering the ship? Is it supposed to be a beehive? Did you tell me earlier what the cloaking image is supposed to be? Because this looks like this could be like a honeycomb or a hive itself. Or maybe it's just I'm supposed to be covered in honey and the honey is flowing off as we move quickly through space. I'm not exactly sure. You're late, but you're here. What's up, Eagle's Eye? More or less meant to be honeycomb protecting the ship. Okay, so it's a honeycomb protecting the ship is the cloaking. Okay. Oh wait, can I? Okay, I can't tell. I can't bring them back, can I? Okay. Alright. If I send these crew over there, what if I did send these crew over there? If I'd be able to bring them back or not? I'm not sure. I forget all the mechanics to this. 1, 2. Okay, I can't get all of them. You can only send bees to enemy ship. You can't bring them back. Okay. Okay. Double bombs is not fun. I keep firing the wrong thing. That double stun bomb? Okay, that's actually not that bad. Kind of worthless, to be honest. Try to not use any more missiles or drone parts if I can help it. Oh, it is slowing the repair. I forgot that that was a thing. It slows the repair too. Let me control these guys, please. Fight it out. Fight it out. And double stun bomb. You have chosen poorly your weapon choices. Oh man, it slowed down my guy too. Hey, we finally got ourselves a silly device. Nice. Sensors. Let you stop moving. Welcome aboard, silly device. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get 3 runs in today, chat. So I'm so tired from this weekend. So I'm gonna be able to do definitely one more run after this one. I feel like I'm gonna have to crash after the second run, so I'm not sure if I might need to play the Eagle's Eye ship because I don't know if I'm up for Mr. Keese's challenging boss fight and potentially weak ship. So I hope I won't offend too many people if I don't do a 3rd run today. I'm so exhausted from this past weekend. Okay, well I timed that perfectly wrong. I don't know why this laser did not fire at the same time the missile did. Sore throat better. It's better, but it's still not fully recovered, but I'm closer.
Death by 1,000 fucking missiles, man.
Closer to having a more normal.
Fucking missiles, man. Fucking missiles.
Crap, I'm about to take this damage, aren't I? More normal health situation. See many friends in chat? I know, we have a... I don't want to end early today, but I feel like I need to, because my head is still fuzzy. My voice is still shot. I feel like I just need a little bit more time to... I haven't had a weekend, well, a full day off in a while because of the constant extra rehearsals from the extra gigs I'm doing. Or... like new projects I'm working on, like the murder mystery thing and the trivia thing and all that. So I'm just... My brain, man. My brain's just fuzzy. Alright, crew kill. So what I want to do, I'm going to send a bunch of bees and do a single shot. Hopefully it will be enough. If you could not dodge my first missile like every single fight, that would be really nice. I'm just gonna send these guys over, I guess. Mind control the Mantis. Well, hopefully let me get the crew kill. I think it should. Attack weapons. Dodge. Trying to not do too much damage here. Because if you do extra hull damage, then you don't get the as good of a reward here as possible. I think this should work. Beautiful. If you're tired of speaking, let past Rand do that. He's as energetic as ever. True. Self-care is important, but also dance, monkey, dance. I know, right? Okay. Oh, did it spawn more bees when I sent my other bees over? That's cool. Again, I don't remember the exact mechanics of this Bee Hive thing. It's been so long since I've used it. Control, counter. They dodged my first missile, last like 5 shots or something. It's stupid. I'm running out of missiles. I guess I'll just send regular bees over. Just send the other bees. Why are the bees not healing? Aren't they supposed to heal in the blaster when they get hit by the blaster? I thought so. Oh, you are dodging with nobody on piloting. Can I have your dodges, please? There it is, that should do it. Okay, good. 185 scrap. Okay, we'll check the store. Get third shield, get a weapon upgraded, probably. Buy a clone bay if I want to. Join recovery arm, scrap recovery arm. I don't think I care about any of that. Explosive replicator could maybe be useful. I am using a lot of these bee missiles, but gotta get third shield. Trying to not use too many missiles so we'll have plenty for the boss fight. Honey Blaster applies healing only when hitting allied crew directly rather than to the room. Bees do heal from it though, just like other crew. Just like other crew. You mean other friendly crew, right? I'm not healing my enemies when I shoot the blaster and hitting that, am I? Uh-oh. Shield hack, not ideal. Okay. It only heals my crew, okay, that's what I thought. Alright, well, let's do this. Mind control here. Jesus. 3 shields and apparently a freaking laser blocking drone, anti-drone drone. There we go, finally. Jesus. I don't want to change up my weapons, but I feel like I might need to because I'm not getting through shields with this build. I guess I could be hacking shields. Say, why are you not repairing the shield? You're supposed to be. Quest marker for Hidden Federation base. Alright. Could be a very good reward. But yes, I'm also... Who was it earlier? I think it was Gunther or somebody said earlier. I'm looking forward to doing more blueprints this week. One of the other reasons I kind of want to end the stream a little early is if I feel like I don't, I might just have to take a day off this week. Just to recover. I've mentioned this recently. With the new gigs I'm doing, if my weekends are always completely full, I'm going to have to find a regular day each week to get some day off, because having no days off every week is just not going to work. You've got to have a day off. Saturdays was always my day off, but lately I've been doing a sound gig or a rehearsal day or a performance like every Saturday for the last couple weeks, and not having that Saturday off is making me have a hard time recovering during the week. We need Rand to regenerate, otherwise disaster strikes like on that Friday stream. What happened on that Friday stream? I don't remember. Probably blocked it. Did I rage quit or something? I don't remember. Burnout is a real thing? Yeah. Yes. Oh, you're talking about when we had fun with the Goblin King? I mean... that wasn't anything too crazy. It was just a really stupidly hard fight in Valheim. That I didn't even get the killing blow after doing like 90% of the work getting the guy down. So I was like, oh man. Shot him with all my arrows. I die right before the end, and then I think either Shogi or Ramsey's got the final killing blow. Like, okay, well, at least we got the kill. But I was like, man, a little anticlimactic from my point of view. You didn't have one with the Goblin King? Yeah, it was not a very fun fight. The awful mosquitoes. Death skeetos in Valheim are no joke. Vanguard chain laser. 2 power for 2 shots. Just a better chain laser. Charge laser, I guess. It was Shogi's Chad damage rush to finish it off. Yeah, probably was. He had... I think Shogi had the best weapon to fight that guy. Because that guy was strong against everything except, like, spirit damage, cold damage, and blunt, I think, which is what all of his Mjolnir weapon or whatever it's called does, I think. KSing like a pro? That's right. He totally KS'd. But by the end of the fight with that... what was the name of that guy? Something with an M. Oh, damn, 0 dodges, huh? FU2 FTL. Maybe I had 1 dodge. Who's the Plains boss in Valheim? I forget what that guy's name is called. Yagluth. Yagluth the Annoying. Vanguard Gorillas. You've had to burn. You've also learned how rough burnout can be at Doctoral School RPG. Oh yeah, I was getting burned out at the end of my master's program. Then I needed kind of a guilt trip from my mom to help finish the degree. I got all our weapons online. We still have a whole other section to explore too. You wouldn't have had the patience for that kind of ad crap in Valheim. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the last time me and Shogi stopped playing Valheim was right before getting to that boss. Because the corpse runs were getting more and more annoying to deal with. Dying over and over. The good thing this time though is that Shogi was able to change settings to make the corpse run recovery punish a little less overbearing and punishing. I would have run out of arrows before the killing blow if you hadn't given me some of yours. True. And your bow, that's true. That is true. It was definitely a team effort. I had run out of arrows like twice during that fight. It's so ridiculously long and tanky boss. Gotta go, boyfriend time. Alright, enjoy, Halcyon. See you later, probably. You got promptly fireballed to death while checking your inventory. Yeah. Yeah, that boss. Meteor showers while you're trying to recover your corpse is not a good way to go. And I think that happened many times. I'm gonna take free stuff right now. I think we got everything we need for the boss. We're going for the full build. Whoa. I could buy another royal jelly even though I have an internalized one? Surely that doesn't work. Trying to decide if... Okay, so the sting will be useless after phase 1 if we crew kill everybody. Which I probably will want to crew kill everybody. So the sting will be useless after phase 1. What do I want instead of it? Probably a burst laser 2. So I'll plan to use the full complement of bee weapons phase 1 to crew kill. And we'll swap to burst laser 2 from sting after phase 1. So I will need one more weapon upgrade. That'll be my weapon plan. Royal jellies actually would have stacked? Oh. Well, all it does is give extra healing. And it doesn't heal my crew on their ship, so I don't think it would have done too much for us. Shogi tried to bring me a spare bow and then got impaled by a mosquito. Yeah. Those bee... what are they called? Death mosquitoes. Those might be the most annoying enemies in the game. I don't know. Alright, we have a lot of jumps here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we have about 9. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Okay, we can get all these, that's for sure. Royal jellies do give regen on both ships. It'd probably be the strongest with teleport and full boarding tactics. Okay. Well, my bad for not buying it. I just didn't think it would be worth the investment of the augment slot. If we get any other augments, I will have preferred. Although, I mean, I could have internalized it. So I didn't even need to take up the augment slot. Oh well. Oh well. No double stacking royal jelly augments today. Sorry. The Deskitos hit like a damn truck. He watched Shogi lose 70% of his HP to a single hit. It's kind of overtuned. Yeah. I think the thing that might be the most frustrating with Valheim is that it feels like the enemies scale faster than the gear you get that's supposed to deal with that scaling enemy damage. Like, whatever the black iron gear is we're supposed to get from the enemies we kill on the plains doesn't feel like it's enough reduced damage compared to how much extra damage those enemies are doing. Okay, good. I can spare a couple bees to see if they do anything. No, they don't do anything. And that's especially true when you're trying to play like as a tank in Valheim. Like, there's not really any tanking. Tanking is running away and trying to dodge hits. There's really only kiting in Valheim, no actual tanking. Unless there's just, we haven't been upgrading our gear enough. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe we haven't been upgrading our defensive gear, and if you upgrade it, you take a lot less damage. Maybe that's what we need to do, Shogi. Maybe we need to spend more time getting materials to upgrade the levels of our gear, and we're failing at preparing well enough. What do the enemies scale with level? No, I think they just have a, like... I think what it is every time you go to a new biome in Valheim, you start in the... What do you start in? Like the grasslands or whatever. Black Forest is like a tier of enemy damage. And then after Black Forest is the mountains, and that's another tier of damage. And after the mountains is the plains, that's another tier of damage. So every time you go up the tier, they have a significant jump in damage. And I think you're supposed to get the new gear from that new area and then upgrade it, and then you will be at a level where you aren't getting pwned by your enemies. I kind of bypass that by just kiting everything, but I think what you're supposed to do is get whatever the gear is from the latest tier of enemies and upgrade it. It's expensive to upgrade. You use a lot of materials, which I think we haven't taken the time to do that, but I think that's what you're supposed to do. It's probably what we're not doing that's making the enemies so hard, is we're not upgrading our weapons and armor enough. Because, you know, we only play 2 to 3 hours a week. Unless Shogi's going to do a bunch of upgrades off stream, we don't have a ton of time to spend, you know, farming resources just to upgrade our gear every week kind of thing. It's biome dependent? I think so. It's kind of meh unless balanced really well. Well, it might be balanced really well, and we're just, again, we're shortcutting because we're not spending the time to upgrade all of our stuff. Ramsey, you also wondered if you're supposed to grind resources until you have upgraded current gear to like +5 or something. I think that maybe that's the intended loop. But again, we're only playing a couple hours a week. And Valheim is maybe made to be a long-term grindy game where you slowly upgrade your gear as you go to each new biome. You always went for parries in Valheim? Well, you can't parry bosses, Eagle's Eye, as far as I understand. I think Shogi does kind of parry some enemies, but I'm pretty sure he can't parry bosses, which, if you can't parry bosses, it often feels like the parry mechanic's a little superfluous. Because if the hardest enemies in the game, you can't use the ability that you get the most success out of, then that ability might as well not exist, right? It's like not being able to use your magic against bosses in Elden Ring. If you couldn't use your magic against bosses in Elden Ring, then why even have magic? Because those are the only enemies you really need to use it against. Pretty easy going on games, don't really get tilted. Friday made you rethink life choices. You don't remember the timing being too tight on the parries. Hella hard to parry a boss while being raided by 2 goblins and a mosquito, yeah. Well, that's, yeah, there are a lot of things that are kind of annoying about Valheim, but the fact that running back to a boss constantly respawns ads that attack you while you're dealing with the boss is a really annoying mechanic. Alright, Mantis Homeworlds or Uncharted? Did I get Kazakh? One more sensor level and a heal than I could. Okay, let's go for it. You haven't played Valheim before, you're taking your cues from us, but to you it felt like we're rushing the biomes and bosses. Well, I would say that's not inaccurate. The thing I will say is, I think you're supposed to play the game slower than we're playing it. And again, if you're only playing 2 to 3 hours a week, it's not a lot of play time in a game as grindy as I think Valheim could be. And I mean, Valheim is specifically meant to be grindy because you're not supposed to be able to teleport with heavy metals in your inventory. That should probably give you an idea of how grindy it's supposed to be. And that's not fun, so we're attempting to take a lot of the grind out of it. That also means that we might not be prepared for a lot of the enemies we're fighting that's given us, as Shogi would say, the beans.
How did you dodge everything? What?
Okay, that should hopefully finish off their crew. Hack your weapons, I did. Alright, free crew, nice. Thanks for the human. I'll vent him. Get out of here, Jiminy Christmas. Krama Nitley. What is the character in Robin Hood? Disney Robin Hood? Krama Nitley Nutley. Having to cheese bone mass like we did can't be the intended gameplay. No, but one thing I will say, and I think this is a problem for the survival genre in general, is that combat is often very shallow in survival games. Because the point of a survival game, gather resources, build a base, climb the tech tree, repeat. Combat is often tacked on or secondary. And I wouldn't say Valheim's combat is the worst survival game combat ever, but it's not great. And so if you have not great combat, just making a stupidly tanky boss that does a bunch of AoEs means there's not a lot of strategy you can use other than cheesing. Like, if you want to use a strategy, your strategy is cheese it or corpse run over and over. There's just not a lot of strategy you can do with shallow combat design. And I would describe Valheim as fairly shallow combat design. No fast travel with materials for you. Sounds like this is not your game message. Okay. What does a thermal tracking kit do? What's this? Bypass Zoltan Shield and Lifeform Scanner. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to hold on to that. Because that will let us board with our bees. Phase 3. Through Zoltan Shield. You're a PoE player, you like grind, but not artificial grind, huh? Alright, did I do my upgrades I need for Kazakh? I did. Okay, so if we find Kazakh, we should be able to do it. Is there a Mantis upgrade for elitization? I think it's Teleporter, which we don't have, so... Slug, Rebel, Abandoned. Okay. Oh yeah, we can't get level 2 doors, strangely. Because of the... I think it's the augment, or maybe it's the ship, specifically. One reason why I like survival games for a while and then I get bored of them is because shallow combat, the thing that I spend the most time doing in games is usually combat, not the building or the gathering or the, you know, crafting of items, is the combat. And if it's shallow combat, you know, reason World of Warcraft is probably the most popular MMORPG of all time is because it's got some of the most complex, interesting combat of any MMO. So shallow combat is, I think, just criticism on a lot of survival games and probably MMOs out there. Okay. The Sting, with Sting doing 0 damage, just doesn't even get through, doesn't even do anything to shields, does it? I don't think it does. Alright. Shallow combat is another one of those don't go there messages, huh? Well, then probably the survival genre isn't for you. I mean, I'm assuming you don't play Minecraft either, Madman, or Enshrouded, or any other survival games. Survival games are fun if you enjoy crafting and just chilling out with your friends. That's what's the real draw, is, you know, you're not playing these games to constantly challenge yourself in dungeons or raids. I mean, as much fun as our Enshrouded playthrough was, the reason I always play an archer in survival games is because it feels like it's the only build that you can have any kind of strategic agency, because you can at least dodge while you shoot your arrows. There's not usually any deep parry mechanics or deep strategic building you can do to make your character, you know, have cool ability, what's the word, rotations like you can in an MMORPG or you know, Elden Ring or something. So survival games are definitely not going to be the game for you if you want deep combat or interesting character building opportunities. Wow, that stun bomb lasts frickin' forever. Okay, do we get rid of the human? This human is actually probably ready to be... Yeah, he's ready to be changed. Damn, I should have... I forgot that I could sell crew. Alright, get rid of the human, even though I could have changed him. Like, we can do the whole... Oh, upgrade. I'm gonna do that. Oh crap! I can't click behind this menu. Okay, there it goes. What was I gonna look at? I was gonna look at sell your crew. So we can't sell the Beehive apparently. So we upgraded the hive. Can I upgrade it again? Yeah, let's do it. I think that lets it spawn more crew. Is that right? I hope that's working. Hope I didn't just waste scrap for no reason. Then there's Grounded. Grounded actually I think is one of the better combat survival games. And I feel like it's less about the combat being deep and more about the different the deeper gear system. Because like the peppermint and the acid fire, different damage types that you can do, and the fact that different enemies really are weak to certain damage types, so you can strategize your weapon build around it. So I don't know, maybe we need to do a Grounded playthrough on Shogi's stream after we're done with what should we call it, after we're done with I thought I upgraded that. I guess I didn't. After we're done with Valheim, maybe. Can you be a tank and Grounded? You very much can be a tank and Grounded, because you can... there are different gear set types that actually matter. Because you get gear set bonuses for like your spear and archery abilities. Or, like, I think the Bombardier Beetle is very, like, good against blunt damage or something. So I think so. Ask Tyler. Tyler is the Grounded expert. When we did our playthrough on stream of Grounded, Tyler was definitely the go-to expert on Grounded. It was a fun playthrough. I really enjoyed it. Shogi, you like to be the tank in survival games? Well, that is a lot of shots. Okay, good dodges at least. That's right, Ramses was our main tank in Grounded, so ask Ramses if you can tank in Grounded. I'm pretty sure that is what Ramses did. Crap, the timing was not right. It should be more than just 2 left clicks, right click to block. Huh? You're working during RAN streams, so you spent most of your time building infrastructure, huh? Yeah. You like being a damage dealer, either backstabbing or ranger? Yeah, those can be fun. That's usually what I end up doing in games too, is either being like sneaky rogue or ranged archer, because hardly any games have a non-healing support style, which is what I really like to play, which is, you know, bard. With a little bit of damage, a little bit of... I like to have utility, and like I like to be able to crowd control enemies. But usually you don't get a lot of that in most games. Best way to check if the upgrade works is probably to see how much HP the bees have. 45. We've done all the upgrades for the Beehive. Is that more than they had? I don't remember. Upgrade worked. Good. Good. You like bards. They're such amazing targets. They shouldn't be. Because if a bard is playing it right, they should slow you, or mesmerize you, or otherwise make it so that you can't interact with the bard. That's what's so annoying about dealing with that kind of class, is you just can't ever get to them. Because they have all these abilities to stop you from moving. Oh, my shield guy was the guy I got rid of. Oops. That's fine. Each Beehive level adds 15 HP. Assassins are great at not being noticed until it's too late. That's true. That's true. And it also depends on the game and the combat system, so. Bards aren't usually exactly sturdy. I don't know if that's true. In EverQuest, bards were one of 3 classes that could wear plate armor. That's why I liked them. I was basically a tanky support jack of all trades, basically. Like, to me, EverQuest bard was like, I'm not gonna say ideal class, but was my introduction to bards in a, you know, interesting combat system, and I kind of use that as my measuring stick, I guess, for bards in video games. EverQuest bard. That feels rare. It might be. Although I will say a lot of other games where you can play a bard, it's often you can choose, you know. In D&D, you can choose to put strength on your bard and use plate armor if you want. What other games had bards wear actual plate? Well, I mean, so many MMOs don't have bards, and a lot of the times the few that do, you have some pretty large amount of freedom. Like D&D, you can choose what kind of armor you wear. It'll probably influence how your character plays, and you might not be able to cast as many spells, but you could play a bard in plate armor. I think I played Rift, I had a minstrel, and I think you usually wear leather armor in that, so that'd be an example of kind of a more traditional rogue style gear on a bard, would be Rift. But to be honest, I haven't played a ton of games that have a bard, even though I've looked. There's one of the reasons anytime there is a bard, I automatically like the game, because it's just not, for whatever reason, an archetype that gets designed into a lot of games, and it's always what I want to play if it's ever an option. Apparently I didn't even hit the shields. Wonderful. Bards are usually like rogues. Yeah, again, it depends on the system you're playing in, I guess. I basically have to wait for the hack because I can't get through shields with... Sting is useless against auto scouts. I know the game I always talk about, Ashes of Creation, I think is going to be one of those games where I'll have where you can basically choose. You can make a plate wielding mage. It doesn't mean you're super tanky. It just means that against magic, you won't have as good defenses, but against physical damage, you'll have better defenses. So you can choose Alright. That's curious, huh? Mm-hmm. Hey, we found Kazakh. I don't know if we're gonna get the second part of this quest, but alright. Beautiful. Alright, so we gotta kill all their crew. You can head in there, and I'll kill you in there, sir. Double missiles, huh? Okay, I need to get his clone bee offline. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do... Please don't dodge this. Effing hell, man. Okay, good. At least we triple hit the laser. Clone bee is dead. That's very good. Over here. Kill your friends. We cloak the missile. Okay, that guy should be dead. Okay. Alright, we just have to not kill the ship and kill the crew. And we have Kazakh. And maybe a quest for a weapon that we probably won't need. Quickly scan the ship for survivors. Doc, quickly take him back to the medbay. Your haste has paid off. I'm willing to devote myself and my ship to your cause. Alright, we did get the quest for it. Okay, so if I do this... crap. Get out of here, Ekman. Sorry, bro. We internalize Mantis pheromones, which... Hold on a second, actually. What does that do? Range combat is reduced. Range damage is reduced. I guess that's fine. Still unsure why you had to... Why you... I guess you... The theme of Mantis pheromones is that melee is better. It just seems weird that melee is worse. I mean, range is worse when that's actually not a vanilla thing. Alright, well, I think I have to dive here if I want that quest. Is that right? 3, 2... Yeah, I don't have a way to get that, so I guess we go 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, dive. Let's do that. Okay. And one more power. Now, there's our weapon, so I can get the Burst Laser 2 online if I want. The Sting is not been doing much good, useful work. Maybe I'll use it during the boss fight phase 1 for crew killing. Probably. Okay. Free stuff? Okay, nice. Okay, I actually want you on shields and you're gonna be on sensors. Good thing is we're not going to run on missiles, it looks like. I think I might be done with crew killing until the boss. I think we just use our burst laser, finish dudes off, kill your friends. Kill your friends. The killing's fine. Alright, Kazakh will be on shield since I vented my human on shields. That'll give us all full training on everything. All full training on all the systems. Alright, so that'll be a free weapon. We can go for shield for sure. Very nice. Free ion charger, huh? Okay, probably won't be using that. Although, maybe phase 3 to get through Zoltan Shield faster. It's Bee Missile. I don't know. Spawning crew will be useful on the enemy ships and still have. We'll be able to bypass Zoltan Shield. Alright, I need to kill this guy. Well, I will say, killing with a bee missile has not been a very fast way of progressing this run, so it's not been a super fast run. It has been pretty fun. Pretty strong run, though. Alright, I think I will sell Beehive since we have Sector 8 store. Holy Halberd Beam. Alright, am I gonna plan... let's just... We'll use Sting phase 1, is that right? Do I want to use Sting phase 1? I could crew kill with my bees pretty well. But I could Sting and not do whole damage here. Probably finish off crew, so yeah, I think I will use that phase 1. You've definitely been looking into other games after Friday's garbage time. You even over the weekend took the boat to find the Mistlands to set up a portal. It's right next to the plains, and you couldn't see a damn thing. Stupid mist. When you could, the mobs there are like 5 times more annoying. Yeah, I have a feeling if we're gonna want to go to the plains, we're gonna have to do some crazy upgraded gear, Shogi. So we might need to spend some time
these fucking dodges.
upgrading everybody to the what is it? The padded dark iron gear or whatever it's called, and getting it to as high level as we can. Void Crew. Well, my friend Tim would love to join us on Void Crew, I'm sure. He loves that game. That game's pretty fun to me, but to me the game is so repetitive that like after a couple of missions you're kind of doing the same thing over and over. If you're the gunner guy, you're just pointing and shooting lasers over and over. It's a cool game, but I have to take that in small doses. This is not enough time, so we do need to crew kill here. I don't want to do that. Kill your friends. Hack weapons. Be their shields. Be their shields. Okay. You ran into a furling berserker. Needless to say, you ran away and got wrecked. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen a furling berserker before. That sounds terrifying. Is he like the size of the trolls or something? Is he like just an extra large furling that constantly attacks you or something? Oh my god. Triple offensive drones, hacking, 4 shields. There's only level 1 hacking. I hacked a useless system at least. It's like shoving 5 furlings into one. Yikes. Just yikes. I don't think I've ever fought one of those before. I don't think I remember fighting one. Hey, thanks for the human. Get off my ship, human. Probably just a really angry little a-hole with buff damage, huh? Something tells you that those are the real Vikings and our Valheim characters are the wannabe Vikings. Maybe, maybe. Alright, what do I want to get? I probably want to elitize my shields, actually. Although elitize cloaking, without stealth weapons, elitize cloaking doesn't feel as good. Let's go 5 shields. That's what we'll do. Alright, elitize shields. Okay. Get some power. Alright, we have everything we need, so what do I want? Engines power, I guess. We'll do a little bit of Reddit engines here. Super tanky boy. Alright, let's swap over to the Sting. So our goal is to crew kill completely phase 1, because then we can instantly send bees phase 2. And 3, because of Zoltan Shield bypass. I feel like we are the Comic-Con Viking cosplayers, especially you trying to pose as a tank. That's annoying as hell. So I actually can. I don't know if 2 bees can actually kill these side rooms enemies or not. Guess we'll check it. Looks like maybe.
Why? He dodged every fucking shot.
Okay, good. Yes, we can. Which means the mind control is going to be especially annoying. Be there. Oh, hopefully I didn't hit my own bees there. I might have. Let's make sure we get the missile offline. Okay, missile offline. My bees did not finish that guy, strangely. Okay. Have some bees in your face. No, I do need to get the heal bay offline. Come on with these effing dodges. Let's try to kill his cloaking. FTL. Kinda unsure Zoltan Shield bypass works with this method teleportation. Oh, well then, we will test it. That's what I'm here for, testing. Well, not really, but you know. Let's hack this. Beam this. No more missiles. Those guys, they're honey. Actually, can I move you guys here? Sting those guys. Then go back and get the honey in there. I did that exactly the opposite of the way I wanted to do it. Oh, this is not working out quite as well as I'd like. This is 2 hull damage. If I send in any more bees here, can these guys come back? Can they go over here? So these guys are stuck on those side rooms, it looks like. I guess I can just spam the stinger. The mind control hack is really effing annoying. Which means I'm not able to... use my mind control offensively, which I would like to do. Dodging with no pilot, bro. How do you even do it? You have a case of the Mondays? You don't have to apologize for that. We all know that feeling. Everybody gets a case of the Mondays at some point. Besides, I feel like for once I'm not the only one being negative, so I'm glad to see Shogi with a case of the Mondays. Probably because you watched Gladiator 2. Just put you in a bad mood. It ruined everything, huh? Sucks, man. Sucks. Alright, we don't really need any extra stuff, but I'll just go on a victory lap of grabbing the strongholds for free stuff. Been one heck of a Monday for you already. Your workday's only half over. You're always negative Mondays. You're never alone in that. That's right. Madman's got your negativity back, as well as me, since I'm also probably always negative. Has gotten better thanks to me, Mr. Streamer. Glad to hear it. I am glad to hear that, even if I'm still, like, definitely case of the Mondays with my tiredness. You also like Mondays, Mr. Keys? Alright, let's see here. Let's kill this. And this. Hack this. Oh, we have defense scrambler, so I don't even have to do the bypass trick, thankfully. Okay. Do this. I forgot to swap my weapons. I'll try to remember to do that after this phase. Have some more bees, bro. All the bees. Like that. Mr. Keys likes Mondays because he likes to beat the salt out of me on Mondays, huh? Is that the reason? Alright, so we're about to find out if we can use a Zoltan shield bypass hidden in this thermal tracking kit to teleport bees past a Zoltan shield. I have no idea how that works. And apparently, neither does RPGNerdos, so we'll see. Max piloting, I guess, and one last power, sure, why not? You're 100% confident it'll work, Mr. Key says. Alright, well, let's see. I'm going to test it on 2. Alright. Your 100% confidence was apparently true. Oh, does that sentence make sense? Your confidence was justified. That's what I meant to say. But we have 5 shields, so we're 100% hacking, cloaking the missile.
Why he dodged that?
Because I'm gonna trust in 5 shields getting through. I have 5 shields blocking the whatever our overcharge thingy. Look at that. Didn't even come close. One of these weapons actually does double damage to empty rooms. I forget which one it is. Is it the H blaster? Is it this one? No. I forget which one it is then. Alright, GG, the Honey Cruiser. AKA the Royal Jelly. That was a fun run. I like the visuals a lot on that one RPG. The Hive black and gold coloration. 66.94. Nice score. Very fun ship. Not the super fastest run ever, because crew killing with bees fired by missiles is not the fastest kill ever, but it's definitely a fun run. So GG cookie time for the Royal Jelly. Another chill fun ship from RPGNerdos. I'm gonna play, last week we didn't get to do a full run of the Void Crest from Eagle's Eye because it borked. But Eagle's Eye did send me an update. So we're gonna play that one next since we didn't finish the run. And then after that I'm gonna have to debate if I'm mentally, emotionally, and saltily equipped to deal with a Mr. Key ship today. So y'all enjoy chair ad time. I'm Stem Stretch. Use your restroom. Have a cookie. Have a snack. When we come back, we'll play another awesome ship from you awesome people. See you in just a bit, my friends. Y'all rock.